I'm back with another triggering topic. And today I want to talk about black men and their need to control women. And it seems that they only care about being in charge or dominating strictly when it comes to women, not addressing the things that are going on in the world, not addressing each other, not fighting their own oppressors, not fighting for social justice or equality or building up a system or the society or things that we can truly own as a community, having anything that we are directly in charge of. They don't care about any of that. They just want to dominate someone, a woman, and consider her to be submissive. And, I find that to be odd because how are you a king? How are you in charge? How are you the man when the only people that you seem to be able to dominate is someone or a group of people that are generally considered to not be as strong as you biologically, and that would be women. And, like I said, I just mean strictly physically because women are stronger in literally every other area than men. They only have the strength. That's it. And, I also think that black men get a lot of pleasure from throwing women that may be going somewhere off track, like destroying whatever trajectory their life was headed to. That's just what I think. And I think that it's truly diabolical. And, what really made me think about this deeply was Kanye West and his wife, Bianca Sensori. That stunt that they pulled at the Grammys, just ridiculous. And I'm not saying that she's a victim. I don't believe she is. But I will tell you this, when that lady decides to leave him, which she will, her tell-all book will be epic. She can lie and say anything if she wants about that man, and it will be believed because he has her out everywhere exploiting her. Whether it's with her own, acknowledgement or her permission or whatever, it doesn't matter. What it looks like to the world is that this big black man is taking advantage of this, white tea woman. And whenever she decides to use that privilege and weaponize it against that man, I'm telling you, he is going down basement, okay? I'm really not playing. Like, he's playing a very, very dangerous game because everything that he does where it looks like he is really controlling her or forcing her to do things that she doesn't want to do, and her family speaking out, talking about they don't recognize her and all of that. Boy, he just came back out and said that he's like a billionaire again or whatever. I'm telling you, if he got some money, that money finna be gone. Soon as that lady decides to stop dealing with him for whatever reason, But hey, that's just me. That's another sidebar. But you know what? Before I get into what I'm about to say, let me give y'all a quick disclaimer, and includes what I just said. All right? This video is filled with my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Nothing is factual and everything is all alleged. I do not know any of these people personally. This is a commentary channel and I often use clips as part of my critical review and in accordance with fair use guidelines. Now that we got that out of the way, let me say that Kanye West has been a sucker for a very long time. A man who truly believes his own BS, and he probably hasn't even been remotely real since he said that George Bush doesn't care about black people. Now, I think that Kanye has a great need and desire, just like I see a lot of black men in the black community do. They have this need and desire to be praised and worshiped for doing absolutely nothing. And they want this praise and worship, and they're not pouring that same worship into the women that they are with. And then they don't have anything that would even make a woman want to follow their lead. Like, you will hear them constantly say, submit to me, submit to me, submit to me. You need to submit to me. You need to do what I say. You need to let me lead you. And then these men won't have anything of value to offer the woman. They won't have made it to even as far as the woman that they want to quote unquote lead. The woman could have been super successful and they have nothing but, a pair of dirty drawers and some socks, and they have a pallet or airbed in their grandma's basement, but they want you to listen to everything that they're talking about on how to live your life when they're not even successful. I think that's very strange. I think it's very weird, but I see it constantly and consistently in the Black community amongst Black men, their desire to be the boss of somebody while they don't actively try to make a better future for themselves in society to where they could get some real power. It's very weird. And, anyway, I just want to say this too. Don't come on my page talking about Kanye and talking about how Kanye is a genius. He made Jesus walks and that was doing something for society. It was not. Don't play with me. Or how he was helping when he was doing these hypocritical Sunday services, preaching while out there cussing, smoking, having intercourse with Lord knows who, calling himself the Lord's name. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because he was doing all of that for clout and to line his pockets. And something that I really despise, I really do. I hate a fake, phony Christian that does not practice what they preach. That's just the worst. And I think that Kanye West has actually contributed to Black people looking like a joke, looking like buffoons, looking like tap dancing Sambos that will sell out the Black community for a dime, dollar, clout, whatever. Because this man was out here wearing MAGA hats and saying slavery was a choice and rolling with Trump and just embarrassing, And my thing is that how are you going to make a song about Black men getting on and leaving the Black woman that is stood beside them for a white tea girl and do exactly that? That is so ironic and insane. But, let me stop because this isn't about my personal feelings about Kanye West or his personal life. I really want to talk about this psychology or pathology of Black men and their need to dominate, subjugate women and get them to submit to them when they literally don't try that with nobody else. Anyway, I'm thinking about when Kanye West was with Kim Kardashian, how he was trying to control her whole style of dress, everything about her. And what's crazy is that I remember back in 2010, before she got married to Kanye, and I can't remember what number face that was. But it's definitely not the face that she has now. But I want y'all to look beyond that. Look at her style. Sorry. Look at her style. She had a lot of bodycon and girly club type dresses. You see, it was like really, bubbly, girly type of thing. But if you look here in these pictures around 2014, 2015, where she was newly married to Kanye, you can see the drastic change in her style. Basically a lot of black, a lot of dark colors, a lot of, I guess I'll say nudes, grays, beiges, things like that. And apparently that had a lot to do with Kanye, which he said, she said. And I want y'all to also see right here. Here's an article of a lot of the women that he has been linked to and how he styled them, dressed them, basically made them into his own personal Barbie doll. And even in this exact same article, Kim Kardashian is quoted saying, and I'll put it up here for you. My relationship with my husband, Kanye, really changed everything. I mean, back in the day, I thought I had the best style. I look on back outfits and I'm like mortified. Now, listening to that, you already know that Kanye was definitely telling Kim what to wear, how to be, even though she was and is, even though I'm not a fan of hers due to her constant culture vulturing, I'm not a fan of hers at all. But I will say that even with that, I had to acknowledge that she is highly successful at what she does because, hey, copying Black women as the blueprint and putting a white tee face on it is always going to be popular, but that's a whole nother topic entirely. But I will say that she does have big bank. She does have success, but she was still allowing herself to be controlled by Kanye. And I was thinking at first with even Kim, Kanye was styling her in very revealing clothing. But then he started saying this.
transition where from being a rapper, like looking at all these girls and looking at my wife, like, oh, my girl needs to be just like the other girls, showing her body off, showing this, showing that. And I didn't realize that that was affecting like my soul and my spirit as someone that's married and loved and the father of like now with about to be 4 kids. Of course, it's like a formal underwear. It's hot. It's like it's hot for who though?
So like the night before the leg, you're gonna come in here and say that you're not into a corset bag. Give me really bad anxiety. What are you talking about?
Why does that give you anxiety to say that?
Because you knew last night I was having really bad anxiety and I don't need any more negative energy for you to now say that you're not into me wearing a tight dress.
You are my wife, and it affects me when pictures are too sexy.
Now, to go from that to this,
Can we see the fashion?
Over the shoulder now.
And let's see the outfit one time, Bianca. Let's see the outfit.
Beautiful.
And over that shoulder one time.
Over the shoulder. What is it beautiful?
Beautiful. Right there, Bianca. Beautiful. Right here.
Right here on the right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
now to go from telling your wife that when her pictures are too sexy, it affects you, when, you know what, I don't even think that I've ever seen Kim Kardashian really dress crazy, provocative. Sexy, yes. But other than like her Playboy, doing Playboy and her infamous tape, I don't think that I've ever seen her on red carpets, or at least to my knowledge, wilding out, and definitely not doing like Bianca Sensori. But you know what? Y'all can let me know if I'm wrong. Like, y'all let me know. But I'll say this, to go from shaming your wife for wanting to wear a corset dress to having your new wife out here butt naked on the red carpet is wild, crazy, nasty, trifling, diabolical work. Did y'all hear the photographer when she dropped the jacket? He said, wow. I know he wanted to say more, but he was trying to be professional. But I promise I would have said, oh. I would have got fired. They'd have been like, yeah, you're unprofessional. You can't be a photographer. You can't be on scene anymore. But let me say this, though. If you're a thinking person, you probably have to wonder, like, what has changed? What's the difference between Kim and Bianca? If Kim was cool with his styling and allowed him to style her and dress her and change up how she was presenting, cool. You know, then maybe Kim allowing him to do so, that was not enough domination for him. That wasn't enough, domination for him. Probably also the fact that, you know, Kim Kardashian, like I said, I'm not a fan of hers, culture vulture, appropriator, da-da-da-da-da. However, I can't take away the fact that right now she has managed to turn laying on her back into being a successful businesswoman, you know? And I will say that in that relationship that she had with Kanye, she didn't need Kanye and she didn't need his coins either. And maybe that had a lot to do with his thoughts on their relationship, because he knew at the deep core of it, he couldn't truly dominate her. Anything that he was doing, she had to give him that permission, you know? And it seemed like she did stand up and say, hey, you know, you tripping, da-da-da-da, because she had the options and the ability to do so, you know? So he finds a woman that, according to Google, was an Australian architect, but virtually unknown, has her working for him and under him, literally. So with her, he has full control. And she doesn't have the money or the connections that Kim Kardashian had at her disposal. So this man literally parades her around like a piece of hamburger meat. A straight McDouble. Has her looking like an ex-doll. Seriously, an ex-doll, a blow-up doll. Sometimes if you look at her eyes, it looks like nothing's going on upstairs. Just like she is completely brainwashed or culted out. You know what I'm saying? Like, really. Like she's belongs to the cult of Kanye. It's really disturbing. You know, the blank looks that she has on her face. But I'm just going to say this. Going from this to this is just unimaginable. I can only imagine how her parents really feel. But it's really crazy to allow a man to change you into this. You know, I don't care what type of money he has or what type of clout that you think that you can achieve by being with him. Exploiting yourself and allowing him to exploit you is nuts. This man has had this lady walking outside in basically pantyhose with no clothes on, with a pillow in front of her, as y'all see on the screen, and had this woman outside with her boobs out in a million different ways. It's just basically objectifying her. And I don't care what anybody says about none of this. There's no glory in this. There's no uplifting in this. There's no female empowerment in this. All of this is objectification and disrespect for the male gaze and the male gaze only. And also to show other men, hey, look how I got her. She do what I say when I say. She come out here naked. Yeah, that's what I do. Because I got her like that. I got her like that. I'm pushing P. And that's really what it is. And it's actually really, really crazy. But, like I said, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine allowing a man to exploit me like this. I can't imagine only being known as Kanye's busty, brain dead Barbie doll. Like, what are we talking about? That's how people know you, and that's what people think. Nobody talks about you being an architect. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's still not even about Bianca Censori. Hopefully I'm saying the name right. I just think that Kanye gets off on dominating a woman, or he gets off on having a woman do things that she does not want to do. And I think that was the disconnect between him and Kim. Because after all, isn't true control, true domination, true submission, isn't that a woman doing whatever you want, even if she does not want to? But she does it because you are the man. You are her man. Isn't that true domination? Isn't that true submission? In the worst, most disgusting way, And I think that nobody ever talks about the fact that, in my opinion, a lot of black men use submission interchangeably with control, domination, and abuse, because they talk about, the man, women are built to submit. Women are that's what God said, when that's not what God said. God said that you're supposed to submit to each other. It's an equal thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not where the man is some type of dictator and he's telling you what to do and you're jumping and that's not what it is. It's about two people serving each other in a healthy, loving manner with no pain, no disrespect, none of this that they got going on, being involved. But I really think that the problem is that a lot of black men feel powerless in their real life. They are at the bottom of society as far as education, as far as money, as far as basically everything, if we're going to keep it real. And they have no desire to better their circumstances because they are afraid. They are afraid to fight against, our true oppressor. And, even sometimes, I know y'all probably be mad at me for this, but I can understand it somewhat, because anytime there has ever been a black man that has attempted to do anything like that, he's always put in the dirt. Always. We're not even going to talk about all the black male activists in Ferguson that were unalived and found burning in cars and all of that. So I get the fear, but my thing is this, is that, do you want to die on your feet, or do you want to live on your knees? And I think that is the position that black men are in. And so because they are too afraid to really try to do anything, because when black people have tried to do things, like Black Wall Street and all these things, white people get jealous, get hateful, try to destroy it, try to sabotage it, because deep down inside, they don't want black people to do anything other than be their footstools, But I think that trying to dominate the women that you come from, or other races of women too, because it's not like they just do it to black women. They do it to any woman that they get their hands on. I think that that's something, that type of psychology and pathology needs to be unpacked in black men. You need to be a man. You need to stand on your own too. You don't need to be trying to pick the weaker links. Oh yeah, it's a woman, I can do this, that, and the third. That's why, if you notice, men don't really check other men. You don't hear men on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube talking about all the things that men should be talking about to be better men. All they talk about is women all day. What women should be doing, how women should do this, how women should do that, and because there is a fear that comes with a person that's on your same level. trying to talk to them, trying to counsel them, trying to tell them anything. And I personally think that all of that is the reason why the Black community will forever be at the bottom, because people say that a community is only as strong as its women, which is true to a degree. But, we will always need men for the brawn, physical purposes. Men tend to be a lot more violent and a lot more aggressive than women. You know what I'm saying? So we would need them to some degree. And it just seems like they're completely comfortable on being at the bottom as long as there's someone a little bit underneath them. And that would be Black women, of course, but also sometimes, depending on how much of a hold they have on that woman, it could also be a non-Black woman. But the unfortunate issue with Black men is that with the non-Black women is that the minute they decide to cash in on their non-Black privilege, you're screwed, period. If these women say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of the way you treating me, Tyrone. So I'm finna go tell the world what you doing to me, or I'm finna lie on you, or I'm finna do this, that, and the third. Then you gonna pay. Then you're gonna suffer for everything that you're doing. Shout out to Jonathan Majors, which is what happened to him. But it's always a Black woman willing to pick up the pieces on the most broken Black man and put them back together. When if she was broken, he would never in his life even think that you deserve the opportunity for him to put you back together. But that's a whole nother topic also, so let me not even go over there. But let me just say, I wish that, Black men would realize that their power does not, involve the domination of women. Their power would be to stand up for themselves as men and to go at worthy opponents, adversaries, oppressors, and to take back their lives, take back their, respect and position in society, and not be known as a joke, not be known as a demographic that has no problem with unaliving another person that looks like them. You know what I'm saying? Because the stats on Black men attacking other Black men are out of this world. And not to mention what they do to us as well. And I've said this stat a million times, but Black women are 6 times more likely to be unalived than other races of women by the men in our community. Also, Black women make up 60% of the unalivings of women, even though we make up 10 to 13% of the population of women. So, yeah, I think that that's something that Black men have to think about. Like, think about, I want you to submit to me. Why? Am I fit to submit? Or am I the type of man that is worth submitting to? Am I going to treat her correctly with respect and, treat her like a precious jewel and treat her with kid gloves and put her on this pedestal and elevate her? No, you're not. So exactly what will she be submitting to you for? You basically want her to work and do all of these other things, and you want to take the credit as the man for what when she's doing half of what you be doing. You know what I'm saying? I wish that Black men would understand that you being a boss over somebody, there's no power in that. It's no power in that. You loving on your women, you respecting your women, you treating them with respect, you building up the Black community, you stopping crime, you changing the whole culture and not making it seem like, making babies and crying about paying child support when you're the one who let your seed go is the move to make. You know what I mean? But I don't know if any of these things will truly get, through to Black men, because as I said, their position in society amongst men, they're the lowest viewed man there. And I don't think they have any desire to fix that or to change that. I think their only desire is well, as long as I'm not the very bottom, that's fine with me. As long as there's somebody that I can step on. Yeah, everybody else is stepping on me, but I got one person I can step on. And that's just disgraceful. But anyway, that's all I didn't really want to go. I guess I did deep dive into this, but I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying or not. Y'all let me know. But this was just a thought that I had. This isn't really meant to be like a super deep video, but I'll just say that this really was on my mind when I saw all of this stuff about Kanye. And then I seen these guys on TikTok doing this whole TikTok live about submission and how they really need a woman to let them lead them and tell them what to do. And that's the true love for, like, I'm just like, y'all want to tell somebody what to do that bad? Y'all swear black women are so bossy and so controlling and so mean and nasty and evil. I don't see black women nowhere talking about how they want to tell everybody what to do. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it. But anyway, I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 44 in the comments. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor. Excuse me, got tongue-tied. I know times are hard out here. I know Trump got things going crazy about these tariffs. I don't know what's about to be going on. But just do me a free favor. Follow me on TikTok while it's still here. I do live stream there. Also follow me on YouTube. That's where I post most of my videos and do most of my business. I got a nice little community tab. You can become a member and get access to my videos early. But nonetheless, that's free too the member is not free, but it's free if you just subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. You just watching the video for the free ski, that is support enough of me. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys just taking the time to listen to me speak. I really do. It means a lot to me, y'all. So I just wanted to say to any black woman that's listening to this, I love you. I love you for real. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're valuable. You're special. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And I love to hear your perspective. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.